Hey Divas, welcome or welcome back. It's your girl Keisha here with another video. And today we're going to set up my monthly budget for the month of July. So if you like sinking funds, savings, challenges, cash stuffing, budgeting, planning, every and all things that have to do with your money, I would love for you to subscribe, but more importantly, don't move. All right, Diva. Well, we have moved into our new 90-day budget workbook. We are in July. And so, you know, my workbooks are good for 90 days and I'm on a quarterly basis. So July, not only is it a new month, but it's the start of a new quarter. So I already established my goals for the first 90 days. We've already set up my sinking funds and savings challenges that I currently have. I will be adding a few more in July, but this is what I'm currently starting. So I went over that. So now we're going to set up my monthly spread and my monthly snapshot that just gives me a quick overview of what I have going on this month. I'm gonna have to show y'all a picture of Sashi because I'm telling you, she does not bother me until I am recording. She just busts through my door waving the 4-4 like she run the place, okay? So those are the 3 sheets that we're gonna work on. And then obviously in the next budget, I'm gonna be setting up paycheck 1 for the month of July. So let's start here. So for me, I did say that I was going to start putting my bills on this spread. How I've done it in the past is that I've just highlighted like areas I'm gonna spend money. Like if I'm going out on vacation, it's something to do for my kids, things like that. But I want to show you guys how versatile this book is and how you can use it for different things. So I'm gonna try my best. And the only reason I haven't done it that way is because since I get paid, since I get paid on the 1st, that's the only time we technically get paid. I schedule most of my bills to come out on the 1st, as much as I can. Like the majority of my bills come out on the 1st. But anyway, let's just get to it. So when you order this workbook for me, you do get I'm gonna show you a fresh set. You do get 3 things from me. You get 3 months worth of date dots. You get a month. You get a year worth of monthly labels because it's undated. You can start any month. And you get some side tabs so you could tab the side out, okay? So you do get those 3 things when you order the book from me. Because if you like me and you don't like your penmanship, girl, I try very little not to write if I don't have to. So, my mom uses this book too, and I just set hers up, so my July is missing. I just realized that. I'm like, I know I had a July. Okay, I just found my sticker. I'm gonna do the date dots and then I will be right back. Okay, the date dots are in and I have some stickers over here because you know I always say budgeting doesn't have to be boring. So plus I'm on a mission to use all my stickers, girl. And I have a ton of stickers. And that's not really my vibe that much as far as planning goes. Sometimes I like to use it. Let me just put some fun summer things. I set up my mom's workbook and I did all the stickers and things in hers. Cause she's never gonna do it, you know what I mean? So. But she uses this budget workbook, and my mom is, how old am I? I'm 40. How old am I, girl? I'm 42. So she's 72. I always have to do my age first because we're 30 years apart. So I'm 42, she's 72. Yeah. That's how that works. And then I'm gonna put a payday sticker on here. Sorry if you guys can hear my grass is being cut right now. Put that right here. Monday is money day. All right, so like I said, this month I'm gonna do something a little different. I'm gonna put my bills on here. And I feel good doing that because I have this sheet I did a pre-budget. I did a little short on this if you haven't seen it, where I just used my printable and I just wrote down all my bills and the due date, everything that's here. If you want a copy of this, it'll be linked down below. You have to just fill out that little registration or fill out just your name and email and you'll get this. So I plan on creating one of these every month. So once you sign up one time, you'll get it every month automatically. So you could just fill this out. So since I have this here, I can probably go ahead and fill in all of the things here. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. I need my erasable pen, girl, because you know me. So I'm gonna go ahead and fill this in, and we're gonna see. But I somehow wanna use, where's my stencil? I'm just gonna use my stencil because you know I'm a checklist kind of girl. I like to see, do, and check. So I'm gonna go ahead and just start filling stuff in. Okay, I have a lot to fill in, so I'm gonna come right back, girl. Okay, guys, so I filled in my bills for the most part. First of all, I had to move my 4th of July sticker because I had all the way here in the 14th, girl. I saw 4 and I slapped it on there. So she's been moved to the 4th. So as you can see, like I said, I'm really top heavy. Like the majority of my bills come out the first week of the month, which is good for me because I get paid once a month, like I mentioned several times. So it's really top heavy for me the first couple of days of the month. And as you can see here, there are other bills that are kind of spread throughout the month. Okay, which means I still have to manage all my expenses throughout the month, even though I get just paid once a month. And in the pink, I highlighted like my business expenses, like my Canva subscription, my Amazon storefront monthly fee. So I just kind of put those in pink. I have some more business bills like Adobe, but I just have to confirm which day that falls on. So I'll come back and add that in. But for the most part, she looks good. She's good to go. Not too bad. I didn't put the amounts because I don't want to be redundant because I have to put the amounts here. But I was thinking, yeah, so I don't want to duplicate efforts, but you can definitely write the amount here. And you see I have so many, so I just didn't want it to be too busy. So I'll just come back and check them off as I pay them. So let's just see how it goes for this month. But for you, you can just write down your bills, the amount, like whatever makes sense. That's why these undated, like open box planners are good, because I mean, you can do whatever you want to do with it. So now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get into the actual numbers. So I'm going to fill everything out on this page, and then I'll come back and explain to you what I've done. Okay, let me zoom you in. And we can go over each section. So for my projected income, I anticipate bringing in $14,390 this month. This is no side hustle. This is nothing. This is just the money that we earn every month. Okay, I didn't include any extra income. Okay, major events this month. As I mentioned in my previous video, we're kind of laying low for the rest of the summer. I'm still just winging it, taking the kids to the movie, maybe to the pool, like things like that. So the only major events I have this month is I have to pay my daughter's soccer uniform, which is about $400. Yes, girl, $400. She made the like advanced team, so everything has gone up. So including her tuition for that. So anyway, $400 I need to pay by the 1st of the month. Travel deposits. This is because I'm still planning out the holiday season travel. So like my fall trip is already paid for. I'm just saving for that. But for like Thanksgiving and Christmas, I'm gonna have to pay like a deposit down for me to secure those travel, my travel plans for that. So I'll let you guys know what we're gonna do for those holiday trips as soon as those are confirmed. And then I have $800 on home projects. I'm still, since we're not doing traveling and things this month, we still have some landscaping projects to do, etc. Some things around the house. I just want to give myself some wiggle room there with $800 for that. I do not have any sinking funds for any of these expenses here. Okay, next, my monthly financial goals and how will I accomplish it. So going back to my 90-day goals, all right, so again, these are the goals I have for 90 days. So when I'm working on my monthly goals, I'm just going to pull from this. I'm going to pull from this to figure out what my monthly goals are, because they should be in alignment. My monthly goals should not be different than my 90-day goals, okay? So paying off $1K in debt, because one of my 90-day goals is to pay off $3,000 over the next 3 months. So I anticipate doing $1,000 extra a month. So that will get me there. If I can do more than that, great. So I'm going to focus on paying off, making an additional payment to my net credit. My net credit is, it has the highest interest rate, and I owe the most on that. So I'm not ready to pay that. I'm not saying I'm not ready to pay that off in full, but I do want to just make payments towards that, additional payments towards that. So I'm going to pay $600 to that. And then I have one little credit card that's just hanging out. It's like $400. So I just want to pay that off, okay? Then I need to be focused on my 2024 savings goals. You saw in a couple videos before that I redid like my sinking funds and just prioritizing. So that, and then I mentioned I'm going to be adding a few more sinking funds back into the mix. So just redoing my sinking funds goal, which I kind of done already, and just focusing on what's important and mainly what I need to pay this year or early 2024, okay? 2025. So things like my husband and my twins' birthdays are in April of 2025. So I'm not really saving for them right now. So nonetheless, those are the sorts of things that I'm gonna be focusing on. And then lastly, I need to track and update my budget. Girl, even I'm not saying like I'm the Messiah, but even I don't track and do all the things I'm supposed to do. And this quarter right here, these next 2 quarters are going to be like pivotal to me reaching like my 2024 goals and really getting it set up for 2025. So in order for me to do that, I need to really stay on top of my budgeting and tracking. So July, I'm going to challenge myself to really make sure I don't miss a beat and nothing slips through the crack. I'm not looking for perfection, but I am looking for some progress. So that's my goal on how I'm going to do that. I'm going to track my expenses daily, which I do sometimes, or I always have a mental note, but I need to make sure I have a physical note and update my budget daily. So this is my monthly snapshot. And why I like this page specifically is that it's exactly what it is, a snapshot. So when I get to my paycheck breakdown and I see I have an extra $2 or $5, I'm like, girl, what are my goals? Okay, I have to pay up this extra K in debt. Oh, I need to start saving more for Christmas, whatever. So it's just a quick way for me to come in, see what my things are, what my priorities are, and it's just a quick little reference shop. So now we're gonna move to the guts of the monthly setup, and that is the monthly budget. Again, I keep referencing this little sheet here because it's a quick sheet. You know, if you're not ready to purchase the book and you just want to budget, this would be something good. So what this does for me now is it helps me categorize my expenses. So it's one thing to have everything written down here, which is great, which is a great start. If you haven't started budgeting at all, at least you can see your numbers in real time, like right in your face. But for me, I'm to the point in my budgeting journey where I need to see where I'm spending the money. Am I spending a lot of money in food, transportation, debt? This really helps me categorize my expenses. So I'm just going to take this little rough draft, this pre-budget, and now plug it into each of the sections here. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll come back and I'll walk you guys through. All right, girl, this one I had to do a little bit of work. This month, I'm being really aggressive on a lot of these things. Let me walk you through. Let me come back over here to my income. I had to make some changes. So I had to include my back to school sinking funds because this month is July. Well, July, not this month. I'm in June still at the time of this recording. But July, I will be buying the kiddos their back to school supplies. So I do have $100 saved in the sinking fund for back to school. So we will be using that. And then I didn't pull in any business income. Excuse me. So I'm going to go ahead and pull in $300 from my business account to cover some of my business expenses. So now my projected income has increased by $400. So now I'm projecting $14,790. So that was one thing. Also, home projects, I'm going to reduce this to $600. I was inflating that quite a bit, and as I thought about what I really need to do, I can probably get away with $600. Hopefully I can do it for less. So those are the changes on this side of the sheet. Now, okay, let me walk you through what's going on over here. So my home expenses for this month are gonna be $4,064. That includes my mortgage, all my utilities, etc. But again, I have the $600 in for home maintenance. Again, landscaping, things I need to do around the house. Next, for my food budget, I was thinking of increasing it because the kiddos are home, but so far we've been good to stay on budget with that. And I've been really doing good with meal prepping and meal planning and things. So I'm going to keep it at the normal $840. That's including groceries and eating out. Next is transportation, my car note, car insurance, gas, etc. We do need to get an oil change this month, so I added an extra $100, so we're at $1,372. Next, my debt is at $2,803. You can't see that because I erased this thing so many times to get this math to math. And it's so high because, again, I'm going to be a little aggressive at paying off some debt this month. Next is all the insurances we have. So home insurance, pet insurance, dental, life, all of the things, $673. Next are my saving funds, my sinking funds and savings challenges and investments. I'm only spending $840 this month. I'm going to try to get more by saving money in some of these other categories. I usually put a buffer in here because first I use whole numbers. So let's just say maintenance, my oil change. Maybe my oil change is really $84 and not $100. I'm just using that as an example. So I try to just use whole bigger numbers just in case things are a little over. So that's where I'm hoping to find savings to put some more money towards my sinking funds and savings challenges. Okay, my kids are a little costly this month. Again, I'm preparing to go back to school. So for clothing, I'm only putting $100. And I say only because, girl, we're here in Georgia. When they go back to school the first week in August, they're still wearing their summer clothes. So that old mindset, at least for me, was okay, you have to buy your kids all these clothes for school. That's out the window, okay? They are rocking their Crocs and their summer clothes for the first, couple weeks of school. So the most thing I'll have to buy them is a pair of sneakers, but I can also budget for that in the first week of August if I can't get to that this month. So I'm not going to kill myself. Activities, I already told you, I have to pay for my daughter's soccer uniform. That's $400. And then, like I mentioned, back to school is $200. So I already have $100 saved for back to school. So I'm just going to have to come up with another $100 if I even need to do that much. And right now, back to school supplies are in the stores. So I just have to check the kids' schools' websites, and they'll give me the list of the stuff. So hopefully I don't even need to spend that much. Let me know, do you guys buy your kids new backpacks every school year, or they run in the same plate? Because I bought them backpacks last year and they look good. We washed them and everything. I'm just going to get them new lunch box thingies, the bento box sort of stuff. I want to buy new things of that. But are you getting your kids new backpacks for school? Let me know. Okay, over here, the personal care this month is a little expensive. The kiddos need to get their physicals. I'm thinking I'm going to get them in this month, so I have to pay the copay. And one of them said I had an outstanding balance. I don't understand how I have an outstanding balance when you pay your copay when you're there. So nonetheless, I did beef this up. This is an example of beefing it up. So I just have 180. Also, this ortho, I don't know if I still am making payments on this. I keep telling my husband to check and see. This is for his, he did the Invisalign. So I did that on a payment plan. So I don't know if I still need to pay for that or not. Anyway, so we're at $813. Entertainment this month is a little wonky. I have $100 for outings. I haven't seen my girlfriends in a minute, so we want to grab drinks or something. And then for holidays, no holidays this month. I know it's 4th of July, but we're not going to get fireworks. My neighborhood does fireworks, or there's people who do fireworks for free. So I don't believe I need to invest in anything myself. But $400 I put for summer because my kiddos want to go to the movies. If they want to do any of those sorts of stuff, again, because we didn't go on vacation, or I'm not planning a vacation in July, I still want to have funds to do things locally. So I just budgeted $400 for that. And I talked to you about a travel deposit. Again, this number might also be inflated, but I just want to make sure I budget, so I make sure I have enough to cover whatever I need to cover to pay for our future vacations. Subscriptions, Netflix, Apple, I just put $60, girl, because if you let me, Apple pings my account every week for something, okay? So $60. And then just all my subscription, Netflix, etc., $144. And then miscellaneous household items I have here, like toilet paper, paper towel, all of those things. Sashi has to get some shots. And what I hate about the pet insurance is that I have like the top pet insurance, but there's still some things that are not covered under that, like the flu shot, and she needs those shots if I plan on boarding her, and she needs to get a bath. So $100 for that. Miscellaneous $100, and allowance $354. I'm cutting down allowance for the summer because these kids ain't doing nothing. They're not doing a damn thing, so I ain't paying them nothing. Okay, it's like me and my husband, and I do have a couple dollars in there for them, but they're not getting their normal weekly budget. Okay, so we're at 604. Next, this is my business category, business expenses. So the internet, my cell phone, those sorts of things I charge to my business account. My second house, subscriptions like Canva, Adobe, all of those things, that's $125. I have a few more. I just joined a membership for my business. So all of those things will come out of this $125. So all of that's $1,030. So now that brings me to this section. So this category I absolutely love because, again, it just captures all of these expenses here. So you just write your total here. My projected income I would get off of this page, $14,790. So all of my expenses for this month comes up to $14,783. My income is $14,790. So that leaves me with a $7 in the positive, which is great. If you've been here before, sometimes, girl, I'm starting the month in the negative. So, and that's again because I inflate my numbers, not that I'm like really in the negative. So just to start off the month in the positive, I don't care how small it is a good feeling. So that for me, this might have been a 2-second thing for you, but for me, it took me some time off camera to get the numbers right and play with the numbers and make sure they are all in alignment with my goal and the math is mathing. So that is it, Diva. This is how you set up your monthly budget. Again, it's good to categorize your expenses, and that's why I was able to come back and kind of massage your numbers, particularly with the entertainment. My variable expenses, like my bills are my bills. I can't change how much I owe. But when it comes to hanging out, things I want to do with the kids, even how much I put towards my savings, I can play with those numbers. So having it in categories like this allows me to easily make my numbers work for me how I need them to work. So that is it. We set up our monthly budget. So I did it a little different this this month. So I'm excited to see how this works. So I'm actually going to come back and check it off. And the workbook, she's good to go. Oh, I do need to do one other thing, and that's just to put the monthly tab on. So this also comes with the workbook once you order it. So you are good to go. You are already set. And I give you the entire year because, again, this is undated, so you can start whenever you're ready to begin. So I'm just going to put the July right here at the top. Okay, so I can't go ahead and add the other months, but I'm tired, girl. I am tired. So that is it. I would do August when we set August up. So if you stayed to the end, thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it was informative. Me sharing my financial journey is just to show you really to show you my system and to be transparent and let you know how I'm getting to my financial goals. Everyone's financial goals are different. No one's going to look the same. No one's numbers are going to look the same. But once you get a system in place, it can work for anybody. Once you do your monthly budget, once you do your paycheck, once you have a system, it can all work for you. It's just about putting pen to paper, making a plan for your money, not looking left, right, up and down when you get paid and you're just spending money and then you realize, oh, you have this coming up, this coming up, this coming up. I tell people all the time, if you want to be a planner, if you want to say, hey, I need to start planning because I never know what's going on or whatever, start budgeting, because budgeting forces you to plan. You have to know what's going on in your life for you to budget your funds. So you're going to just fall into planning because you need to do that to budget. So you can knock 2 things out with 1 stone. Start budgeting and you would easily fall into planning. So that's why I love planning and I love budgeting, because they go hand in hand. Well, that's enough of me rambling. If you haven't done so already, go ahead, subscribe, give girl a thumbs up, and let me know down in the comments 2 things. 1, are you ready for July? Have you prepared for July? Are you ready for July? And 2, for those moms out there with kiddos, or even if your kiddos are big adults now, did you buy a book bag every single year? Because I'm trying to think about my childhood. I feel like I did, but times were different back then. And my mother had 2 kids and I have 3, so I just feel like it's not fair already. But let me know if you're buying book bags every year so I can know the standards, so I can see what I'm doing with my kids, because girl, they going to school with the same book bag. Anyway, like always, I'll see you in the next one. Later.